Hello viewers and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about something very simple. I learned a new technique about how to proper take care of your plantain, and I want to share this technique with you. And so when you look at this plantain, you can see that it looks very tall, but this plantain was not growing that fast. It was not growing very tall until I learned this new technique and I decided to implement it. So we are in our backyard farm, let me say that, where my wife does all the work. I ran away to Accra a couple of times in a month. Okay, so what we did was that this plantain was not properly growing. I did some research and then I found out that if you take proper care of your plantain or your banana tree, you are going to get it to grow very fast, and then you are going to get very good yield. So if you look, you will see that the branch here has been cut off. Some branches have been cut off. What happens is that the plantain does not waste energy when you cut off some of the leaves from the plant. And so what you do is that you make sure you do not have more than 4 leaves on the plantain at a time, because when you do that, when you take a look at this particular branch, you can see that the leaf is dying. It is dying, and so this particular leaf is taking too much energy from the tree. And so when you take a look at our plants over here, we started implementing this some weeks ago, and you can see that they look taller than the other ones that we did not work on. I'll be showing you a quick video of the ones that we did not trim, or we did not cut off unnecessary leaves, and you will see the height of those ones compared to this. Yes, you will see that. I will show you the trees of a neighbor. There's a neighbor of mine who is also doing her farm just next to ours, behind where the camera is, and I will show you how her trees are looking and how weak and slender they look compared to how thick this branch is. And then if you look at it, you can see the leaves are growing very well, okay, because of the care we are giving the plantain. What happens is that when you cut the unnecessary leaves, you give the plant to concentrate its energy on pushing up and growing new leaves, and then the plantain or the banana will grow taller and will give you a better yield. So that is what we did here. You can see that this one is looking very thick and very strong, same as the one here, also doing very well. So when you look at this tree, for instance, when we count the leaves on it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is too many leaves for one plant. Too many leaves for one plant. Now when we take a look at this one here, also you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This one, for instance, this branch, for instance, is dead. Okay, it's dead. Meanwhile, it is there, taking in nutrients and taking water, so it makes the plantain weak. So what you do is that you make sure you do not have more than 4 or 5 leaves on the plantain. So with this, for instance, we have to cut off this one. This one must go. You must use very sharp cutlass to do that, or a machete to do that. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so this one too, let's go. Yes. And this one, let's go. We have this. Let's also go. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last one, which is this. Yes. Good. Now, after you are done cutting them, you must chop the leaves. And then you spread them under the plantain. That is how to take proper care of your plantain. So you can see what is going to happen now is that within a few days, a new leaf is going to pop up and they will be growing very fast and you will get very good yield. Your plantain is going to be taller very fast. So when we get to this plant also, like we counted about 10. So we will be taking the older leaves. This one, for instance, has started dying. So we cut it off. You try to cut it from the bottom top. So take a look at this. You can see that this leaf is already dying. So it is useless and it is becoming diseased. Well, it's dying. It has done the work it can do for the tree and it doesn't need to be on the tree again. So this is the next oldest. So we have to cut it off. And we chop it down there at once. Okay, so this is the next oldest. So chop it off. Yes. Okay, still have too many. So chop it off. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the next oldest. So it goes. Alright. So this is it. As you can see, the plantain. You when you do this, you allow a lot of air in your garden. And then you can see through easily. And when you put the leaves here, you know what's going to happen already. It's here, you know what's going to happen already. It's going to keep water at the bottom. It's going to act as a mulch for the tree. Yes, so as of now, we have just 5 leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going. And within a few days, a new leaf is going to shoot out. And then before you realize, your tree is going to become taller. So since we started trimming them, you can see that our trees are becoming taller and taller. This one too, it has more leaves or plants. Next, I'll be showing you some of the trees that were planted almost as this one, and then use those ones before me. Thank you. Now, this is my neighbor's farm. Take a look at how these plantains are suffering, how they are struggling. You see, there are so many dead leaves on the stem, and that is what most of us do to our plants. Okay, see, the plantains that are standing there are very weak. This plant, for instance, this plant is terribly suffering because of the dead leaves that is on it, preventing it from growing. tree, you realize that there are so many dead leaves down there. This one, the leaves were never cut. Now compare it to the trees that are behind it. Compare it to the trees that are behind it, the ones we just trimmed, and then compare it to this one. You can see that those ones are almost twice as tall as this particular tree that has not been trimmed or has not been pruned very well. One may want to find out whether it's necessary to trim the sucker to plants and these suckers. Yes, so that you cut the useless leaves or the leaves that are taking the energy of the plant on the suckers too, because when this one is harvested, this is going to take its place. So this one is dying and it's consuming energy. We don't need it. Same as this. 3, 4, 5. This one. And then this must go. And then when we come, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So these two must go. This is the second oldest. These two must go. And we are fine.